Okay, so I just made the video about the hallucinations and stuff, and I said at the end of it that I would make one about insomnia. Now, I think I've actually said I would do that before, and then I never got around to it. But anyways, so, and sleep disorders in general. Something I find really annoying, especially because I'm a huge creepypasta fan, and all the time, in these things, they kind of have they don't sleep or whatever for, like, stupidly long periods of time, and it's like, honey, if you went that long without sleep, you would not be coherent enough to be writing this story, first off, and second off, you might be dead, so, yeah. Because, fun fact, the longest anyone has survived without sleep is 11 days. Yeah, that doesn't sound like much, because, and it was through an experiment, and he had to stop because he was suffering physical health ailments, because the thing is, you go long enough without sleep, your body starts to shut down. Like, your internal organs start to shut down. Usually, like, in the test, there's not a known case of someone dying of, like, a human being dying without sleep, but they have done tests in genetically similar animals, and usually they end up dying of a heart attack, no matter their age or health. Because again, the organs just start to shut down when you don't get enough sleep. Sleep is vital. Even though, actually, fun fact, most scientists don't 100% understand why we sleep, why we can't just get all the energy we need from food or whatever, because it doesn't seem like a very good evolutionary thing, you know, like going unconscious for several hours. But they just know that you need it. Like, they don't know 100% why that is what our evolutionary tree decided that was a good idea or whatever, but they are aware that everything needs to sleep, unless you're a plant. Anyways, so, yeah, so there's that. And, but the thing is that, so people are like, okay, so I can have this person going 11 days. But, notice how I said the coherent thing, because I have chronic insomnia, and I'm on, like, a shit ton of medication for that, but anyways, I've ended up in the ER for not getting enough sleep. Do you want to know how long I'd gone without sleep by the time I ended up in the ER? 5 days. So, if you have your buddy going 6 days without sleep, and they're coherent enough to tell a story in order, then that's fucking bullshit. Because I ended up in the ER because I was not coherent, and I was freaking out about everything, and I just couldn't do things properly, and I just, like, all this, I can't go into all the, I can't even remember most of it, because when you're so tired, your memory stops working properly. I just know mostly from what my parents have told me and stuff, so, yeah. But leading up to that, I was getting progressively less sleep for, like, a month, so, and then eventually I just wasn't getting any sleep. But, yeah, and so, like, your mind just stops working properly. And another thing is that some people know about this symptom, but they incorrectly portray it, is the dreaming while awake, so the hallucinations, which is how this is tied to the hallucination video. But anyways, it's not like you're sleepwalking or something, where even the way it is when you're having sleep paralysis, where your dreams are being projected onto your reality. Usually it's more minor hallucinations, more subtle. It takes a while to, you know, move up to whatever level. So, sorry about this, Ricara. For example, with visual hallucinations, I said this in the other one, but anyways, it would be like something, if it was in my direct field of vision, it was quick. It would be like something moving really quickly across my field of vision. And it wouldn't be clear enough or slow enough for me to focus on it. It would usually be in my peripheral vision, but the second I focused, actually, like, directed my vision to it, it would disappear. But also I had auditory hallucinations, but it wasn't, like, necessarily someone talking to me, because it actually takes a while to build up to that. It usually starts with noises, for hallucinations in general. So I would hear someone breathing next to me, or, like, sometimes I would hear my phone going off even though it wasn't going off, and I would, stuff like that, or I'd feel like someone was standing behind me or staring at me, or whatever else like that, or I'd feel like the room was spinning, when I was lying down, just stuff like that. But, usually you'll notice, before you'll even notice the hallucinations, you'll notice the fact that you're completely uncoordinated, you're the clumsiest person that ever lived, you can barely fucking control, like, what you're doing, and you'll fucking break down crying, or you'll get into a fit of rage over the smallest fucking bullshit, because you have no emotional capability to handle anything, and you'll be trying to you'll be talking, and then, like, a few words into a sentence, you'll be like, I have no idea what was just being said for the past, like, half hour, what the like, you'll completely forget what you're saying, and you'll be trying to, if you're trying to tell a story in order, that's why I was kind of like, bitch, please, you are not writing this story with, fucking, like, 6 days or whatever without sleep, like, come on, you're trying to tell a story, you'll tell, like, it's completely out of order, and if you can remember any of it at all, because you can barely remember anything properly, because your memory's all fucked up because you're not sleeping, and it's just not a nice position to be in. But then another thing that people just don't know, and which is kind of an issue, actually, is they think as soon as they start sleeping again, and they think, okay, I'm getting 7 hours sleep, why am I still having these symptoms? If you go a really long time without getting proper sleep, and to the point of having these symptoms, then you need to have, like, intensive sleep therapy, basically, like, sleep a shit ton to recover from that. Otherwise, the symptoms aren't going to stop. They'll probably lessen, but they're not going to stop unless you are getting, you get enough sleep to recover from going without sleep. For example, when I ended up in the ER, I got prescribed this really heavy-duty medication, which I'm thankfully off now because I fucking hated it. Anyways, but I was on it for years before anyone. Anyways, I'm finally getting taken off of it. But because it was a heavy-duty medication, for the first week I was sleeping 16 hours, and then after a week my body got used to it and I was sleeping the proper amount, but I needed that time to recover from the stuff, because your body's like, because you heal when you sleep, right? So that's another thing, is that your body, if you get injured or whatever, you won't be able to heal as well, but yeah, so, and also you're clumsy, so that doesn't help. So that's also part of why your body shuts down, is because you need sleep to, repair the damage, just whatever and stuff. Anyways, so I had that, but the thing is that other times when, my insomnia was getting so bad that medication wasn't working anymore, to the point where I needed to put on other medications. I'm so glad I'm seeing a new psychiatrist who's taking me off this fucking, like, whole long list of fucking medications. It's awful. Anyways, and I would be having a lot of trouble sleeping again, the symptoms would return, and I was still getting them even though once I started sleeping again, because I wasn't sleeping enough to recover. So yeah, it's not instantly like, oh, I got 8 hours of sleep last night, I'm good to go, I no longer have any symptoms. Nope. And even if you are sleeping a decent amount, it takes a while for your body to recover even. So it'll take a couple days before you start feeling normal again. So sleep disorders are no joke. Because people often underestimate how, severe of a health issue that sleep disorders can be. And the worst thing you can tell someone who has a sleep disorder, oftentimes if they name it specifically though too, or they say I have a sleep disorder, they've seen a doctor, so any advice you can give them has already been given to them. For example, I have chronic insomnia, so usually people find out by me either complaining about the amount of medication I'm on for it, or I fucking say I have chronic insomnia. And the amount of fucking people who say, oh, you don't need those medications, you just need a warm glass of milk or a book before bed, you should do meditation, or have you tried melatonin, valerian root, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, please, I know every single thing you can get, sleep aid, that exists, that you're able to get without a prescription, bitch. I, like, fucking know. I have researched that shit, and I have used every single fucking one of them. Yeah, and the melatonin thing, when I was trying to fall asleep like that time, I went, when I ended up taking half a bottle of the highest dose of melatonin, so I've tried melatonin, hon, thanks. And so, and the thing is, like, I say I'm on heavy-duty medication, and they're like, and then they start, like, saying, oh, you shouldn't be on your phone at night and whatever to sleep, and I'm like, I just said I'm on heavy-duty medication. I'm pretty sure that a doctor wouldn't have put me on heavy-duty medication if my problem could have been solved. Because the thing is that people hear insomnia and they think just a little bit of trouble sleeping, which is something that anyone can suffer from. No. If someone says they have chronic insomnia, that means they don't sleep without medical aid. Their body does not want to sleep. So this is not just a little trouble sleeping. That's literally the body is incapable of sleeping on its own. So please shut up. I have heard it all. I have tried it all. You don't think because the thing is that you go a long enough time without sleep, you're so desperate for sleep to the point where you want to cry because you're so tired, but you can't sleep. You are literally going to try anything. If someone told you that doing handstands would get you to fall asleep, you would do the fucking handstands. And I have access to the internet. Do you know how many fucking articles I've read at 2, 3, 4 in the morning trying to find a way to fall asleep? Like, shut up! Sorry, I hate that. Like, shut up! Sorry, it's just a constant frustration that anytime anyone, like, it's the knee-jerk reaction. Like, the only people who have not given me that stuff have been people who also have chronic insomnia. So, or sleep disorder of some kind that they're on medication for. You know, that's the only type of person who doesn't give me that shit. And it's like, oh my god. Anyways, thanks for watching.